The endurance of the Patriot Act, which permits indefinite detention on suspicion not only of immigrants but of U.S. citizens too, speaks to the way not just our legal code but our entire thinking about things like privacy, liberty, and security have changed.
We're gathered here across the street from the Metropolitan Correctional Center where Fahad Hashmi is being held in solitary confinement. Some of you know about the case, however many do not. This is in large part because of media silence around the issue.
I think we've had a lot of attention, needed attention, to places like Guantanamo, Bagram, Abu Ghraib, but very little attention to what's happening in the federal court system and in the federal prison system. Fahad is being kept and has been kept in solitary confinement now for more than 2.5 years in Lower Manhattan at the Metropolitan Correctional Center. He is also under what are called special administrative measures, which means that he's not only under solitary confinement, but all of his communication is restricted. He is allowed no calls, visits from his lawyer, and every other week from one of his parents, and that is it.
Fahad is a strong spokesperson. He's an activist on Islamic issues. And so what it makes you think, the first thing is, are they targeting this guy because he's a Muslim, because he's a strong spokesperson, because he wasn't actually born in the United States as a U.S. citizen, because of who his friends are? But what you can almost for sure say is they're not targeting him because he was in any way involved in an act of terrorism or aiding and abetting terrorism or knowingly having anything to do with terrorism.
Much of the evidence against Fahad is classified under SIPA, which means that Fahad himself will not be able to review all of the evidence against him. Again, we would think in the American justice system, one of the signal rights is the right to see the evidence against you.
And it is that vehicle of unconscious racism, which is always the flip side of nationalism, which is being used to strip us of our civil liberties. Because when we view American citizens of another color, another race, another ethnicity, another religion, as not fully American or fully human, then we walk away from what is left of our anemic democracy and allow the power structure to strip these citizens of their rights.
We suspect they are going to show tapes of his political actions in court. And so again, it's also a First Amendment issue. And so again, the conditions, the due process and First Amendment make this a crucial case, particularly because Fahad is a U.S. citizen. And so I think any of us as U.S. citizens need to understand that what is happening to Fahad can happen to any of us. There has been no change in his conditions. There has been no change in terms of the classified evidence. And so, we are waiting on the Obama administration to show us this is a new day, to show us that we are a nation that is committed to the rule of law.
Maybe I am hopelessly and stupidly optimistic, but I think that there will be a day where this country will not lock people up in solitary confinement while they are presumed innocent. That they will not lock people up in solitary confinement for 2.5 years while they are presumed innocent. That while they are locked up in solitary confinement, they will not receive additional punishment because they try to speak through an iron door to talk to another inmate who is languishing in the same conditions. And then that conversation is picked up by an electronic monitor on the inside of the door and the outside of the door. Someday, I think that we will reach a place where we do not do that to U.S. citizens. We do not do that to foreign nationals. We do not do that to animals in the Bronx Zoo.
And it's very important that we all continue to come with our friends and our family and show the judge that he has community support, that people are not going to take this silently, and he's been in solitary confinement for over 2.5 years, and they don't even want to consider moving him to a room where he can actually discuss his own case with his lawyers, where they can hand papers across.
severed tongue shames me, allowing only broken thoughts and fragmented phrases to clumsily trickle out my mouth.